Hello everyone, welcome to our Instagram live event. The topic of the event is astrology. But before we are starting, I'm going to pause a few minutes, put music so that we have people coming to this event. Wait for a few minutes. I'm going to put some music now. Hello again. We are starting our Instagram live event. Once again, my name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of Decentralized Web project. Welcome. I want to say a few words about our project. We are building a decentralized communication advertising platform. When people talk about decentralization, they think of blockchain technology. They consider blockchain technology as a driver for decentralization and Web3. In my personal opinion, as a technology developer, blockchain technology is not suitable to be the driver of next generation of internet or decentralization. So what we have in our project is a decentralization software engine which allows direct communication from person to person. This is the essence of decentralization. Our project is very different than the other crypto projects. I can divide them in the following categories like decentralized finance, NFTs, blockchains, and meme coins. So what we have is very different than all these categories of crypto projects. Success of a project depends on marketing. We have been posting on multiple social networks. It includes Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and TikTok. We are growing a community. Our Telegram group is growing rapidly in size. If you're not on our Telegram or on our other channels, please join. You're welcome to join. We have weekly events like this. which are happening on Twitter Space and Instagram Live. Basically, we started about a month, more than a month ago. Our first event, the topic of the event was what is a blockchain. The second event, which happened the following week after starting, was what is a smart contract. Our third event was Web3, Web5, different visions and implementations. I think like there was one more event which happened, and I think that today's event is fourth or the fifth event which is happening. Like yesterday, we were talking on the same topic, applying astrology and crypto trading, and today I'm going to briefly go over what we were talking yesterday and continue and expand talking on the topic. So I did mention this weekly educational events. We have one more event, which is a weekly poll. And so like we have a specific web page every week, which is having people have to go to the web page and then do some selection. The poll for this week, between Monday and Sunday this week, is like selecting a day and time for our Ask Me Anything session with community members. So like the choices are selecting between Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday for Ask Me Anything session, and in addition to this, like there is a selection between like suitable time, Monday, morning, afternoon, or evening, and then people have to put their time zone which they are located in. People who are submitting this weekly poll, they have a chance. There is one winner which is rewarded with crypto coins, like so this is an incentive for participation, but basically we have these educational events on Twitter Space, Instagram Live. We have the weekly poll, and we are planning to have a drop of our tokens as well. As I mentioned, we have very different projects than most of the other projects. If you are following news on the crypto, currently it is the whole area is not doing good because of the big event in the last several days is like the bankruptcy of a big crypto exchange called FTX, and the Solana blockchain going down as well. The price of Solana is declined very significantly. Most of the other cryptocurrency did decline because of the FTX event as well. But as I mentioned, we have a different project. I believe we have a substance in our project versus most of the other projects. They create virtual value, but it's not matched with actual physical value. I believe we are creating substance with virtual and physical value for people who become users in our project. But enough talking about our project. Let's talk about the topic of the day, which is applying astrology into crypto trading. Basically, when like I'm talking about astrology, you may be having a strong opinion about astrology. It is like a metaphysical subject, and it deals with astrology, star signs, and it deals with the influence of planets on behavior of people. For example, my astrology star sign is Libra, and there are all the other astrology signs like Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, like Taurus, and all the other astrology signs. Astrology also deals with astrology events like, for example, Mercury retrograde, the moon phases, Saturn phases, and so on. Like today, we're going to talk about the specific event called Mercury retrograde, and so like Mercury is a planet, and I'm going to talk a little bit about astronomy. And astronomy is a science. It is very precise science. It deals with the movements of the planets as well. Basically, we're living, we, the human beings, are living on the third planet in our solar system. So, like, our star is called the Sun, and all the planets in our solar system are rotating around the Sun. Like the first planet which rotates around the Sun is Mercury. It is the closest planet. The second planet is Venus, and the third planet, the planet where we begin, is the Earth. So like these are the third closest planets, and then further than the Earth is Mars. And all these four planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, are rocky planets. The following after Mars is Jupiter, which is actually a gas planet, and it's like a very big and very heavy planet. Basically, it applies gravitational pull towards the Earth, and like the Sun is actually also applying gravitational pull to the Earth. So the following after Jupiter, we have Saturn, we have Uranus, Neptune, and then we have Pluto, which is like a rocky planet. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, they're gas planets. And then Pluto, it's like it was discovered in the beginning of the 20th century, around 1930s, and so like it like there's a big discussion whether to count it as a planet or count it as like some kind of maybe satellite, something like a moon in the solar system. but let's say we're considering as a planet and we're counting as a planet. So going back to the astrology, astrology play a very significant role into our human civilizations. For example, like all the ancient civilization, they were familiar with like rotation of the sun. Some of them they were familiar with the planets, and so, for example, the civilization of Egypt, which stretches like thousands, several of thousands of years ago. Like as we know, the pyramids they were built maybe between 2,000 and 6,000 years ago. The civilization of Egypt it was worshipping the sun, our main like our star, which all planets in our solar system are rotating around. Like I can bring the example of one other civilization, the one of the Aztecs, which were living in the present day of Mexico. And this civilization, their main main object of worship was the planet of Venus. So like this was the major major planet, and like it is like the priests at that time, like they were following the rotation of the earth, and like it was visible in the sky for certain periods of time, and like I think they were counting, they were specifying the influence of Venus over the people. Like the event we're talking about currently, the Mercury retrograde, is based on Western astrology, and it is based mainly on the Roman astrology and the medieval time astrology, like going back to maybe several hundred years. Like Western astrologers, they were analyzing and specifying this event of Mercury retrograde. But going back to the planet Mercury, like planet Mercury is rotating around the sun maybe every around 88 days. Like every 88 days, they're making one rotation, one complete rotation around the sun. And as we know, like the Earth is rotating around the sun, like one full rotation is 365 Earth days. Like that's like the other way we're calling this is like 1 Earth year. 1 year Earth year is 365 days, and 1 day is like one rotation of the Earth around its axis. So if from the point of view of Earth, because we're located, we the human beings are rotated on the Earth, if we are looking at the planet of Mercury, the planet of Mercury happens to rotate uh, than faster than the Earth around the Sun. And from the point of view of Earth, it is happening like that. The Earth is rotating like what we are noticing during the rotation of the Mercury. It is like we're noticing at some point a slowdown of the movement. Then it is happening like what we are noticing is like something which looks like a backward rotation. And then after this, like we're noticing speeding up of the movement of the planet of Mercury. All these things like the appearance of slowdown, then the backward movement, then the speeding up. All this is called the event of Mercury retrograde. This event is happening around maybe three times during one Earth year, and the duration of this event is like the initial phase of the slowdown. It takes about 2 weeks. Then the phase of the backward rotation, it is happening for about 4 weeks. And then the final third phase of the speeding up of the planet of Mercury is happening for 2 more weeks. Basically, the total 3 phases of Mercury retrograde, it takes about 2 months, and the event itself is happening around 3 times every year. Like I mentioned, the Roman mythology, and according to Roman mythology, like the planet of Mercury, like the god of Mercury is the god in the Roman mythology, and this god is associated with this is a patron of the people dealing with the finances, and also it is the patron saint of the thieves. So when I found about this, it did look very funny to me that people who are like dealing with finances and they're making money, the patron of these people is the same patron of people who are actually stealing money. But maybe for the Romans it did look very similar, like making money and taking money. So that's like a fun fact to mention. But going back to the astrology and going back to the Mercury retrograde, according to astrology, the influence of like this event of Mercury retrograde is like the specific influence is like the astrology is telling people that during this event people do not have attention to details. They make wrong assumptions, and there are errors in communication. What the astrology is advising is avoiding making significant decisions during this period because of the wrong assumptions, mistaken communication. People can make people making big decisions. They very often do not make the right decisions, and then they're stuck with a wrong decision, and they have to bear the consequences of these decisions. So going back to the astrology, like what the astrology is telling us is like in first down in in first phase, which takes about 2 weeks. According to astrology, people are initiating this decision. Like if they're making a decision, this is the phase of initiation of this decision. Then during the second phase, in the 4 weeks which are following, people are carrying on this decision. And in the final 2 weeks, when the planet of Mercury is appearing to speed up, in these 2 final weeks of Mercury retrograde, people are bearing the consequences of the decisions they were making. According to the astrology, what the astrology is advising is instead of making major decisions, the advice of astrologers is for people to do things which rhyme with re. For example, people have to do reflection, re-evaluation, rethinking, or even rest. These are things which astrology is advising to better be passive instead of making big decisions during this period, because of the influence of the planet of Mercury, which makes people, if they make big decisions, very often this big decision is not right, and then they have to bear the consequences of this decision. So far we were talking about astrology and astronomy, about the planets, about the Earth and Mercury, but let's talk about a little bit of crypto trading. As you know, our project is related with cryptocurrencies, and it is in the general area of blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, decentralization, and lots of people, they who are familiar with cryptocurrency, they're doing actively cryptocurrency trading, and they follow the movements of the prices of cryptocurrencies, and they're familiar with the movement of the big cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the movements of some other popular cryptocurrencies as well. And I was curious of what is the exact influence of this astrological event on the movement of cryptocurrencies. And I did pick a specific event which most of the people who are doing crypto trading are familiar. Like as you're familiar, like in 2017, in the middle of 2017, it was the start of the boom in cryptocurrencies. Like the price of Bitcoin starting maybe in August 2017, like the price of Bitcoin started increasing rapidly. It doubled and it doubled again and again, and so like it continued like increasing up until maybe December 2017. And then in the beginning of 2018, it did rapidly fall down, and like it fell very significantly, and it was the beginning of the crypto winter, which like was the duration of this crypto winter starting from 2018. It went through 2019, and like then in 2020 it did end up, and like there was another bull run going. But analyzing the specific event in 2017, as it happened, like the Mercury retrograde had the initial phase of the slowing down of the apparent slowing down of Mercury in November, like the last 2 weeks of November of 2017. Then the Mercury retrograde event, which like is appearing to as Mercury going backwards, it did happen in actually December of 2017. And as we know, in December 2017, the price of Bitcoin reached 20-something thousand US dollars. It was the peak of at the time of the price of Bitcoin. And like the third phase of Mercury, the slowdown in not the the speed up. The third phase is associated with speed up in the apparent speed up of Mercury. It did happen in the beginning of January for the first 2 weeks. So if when I did apply the timing of the specific astrology event of Mercury retrograde, it matched very well with the price movement of Bitcoin in the end of 2017 and the beginning of 2018. So whether this is a coincidence or actual correlation, it is up to you, the listener, to decide. But the specific events which are happening continuously of Mercury retrograde, they're very well documented in the astrology websites, and I'm not sure whether we're currently during a period of Mercury retrograde or we're outside of this period. As I mentioned, these events of Mercury retrograde, they usually happen around 3 times a year, and the duration of this event is about 8 weeks, 2 weeks initial phase, 4 weeks second phase, and 2 weeks the third phase. Um, so, like if you are like if you are actively trading cryptocurrencies, like what I'm saying in this presentation is you can be aware of the influence, the apparent influence of Mercury retrograde over the behavior of the people, and the the advice of astrologers to not to take a significant action, not to make a significant decision, and to do things which are like reflection, reevaluation, rethinking, and even rest during this period of time. So what I mentioned in my presentation is looking at a specific event of the movement of the planet of Mercury, but there are other significant events which are counted as well in astrology. What are these other events? The most frequent astrological event which is happening is are the moon phases, like movement, not the movement, but the appearance of the moon. And as we know, on the night sky, the moon is changing from having the full moon, like we can see the entire moon in the night sky, to gradual decreasing in what we see from the face of the moon to the point that then when we cannot see the face of the moon at all. So what is happening is the Earth is casting a shadow over the moon, and at the initial point when the Earth is not casting a shadow over the moon, we can see the full face of the moon. We can see the reflection of the sunlight to the moon, and this reflection is coming to us on the Earth. Then the Earth starts moving around the sun, and at some point it starts casting a shadow over the moon. We're seeing from the full face, we start seeing less and less from the face of the moon to the point where we cannot see the face of the moon at all. And this event of changing from the full face of the moon to not seeing the face of the moon at all takes about 29 days, 29 Earth days. So this event of changing from full moon to no moon, not seeing the face of the moon, the astrology associates the full moon with people being restless and people not having hope, being hopeless, like that's one extreme when we're seeing the full face of the moon. And then when the face of the moon is changing to not when we're not being able to see the face of the moon at all, the astrology is associating with this with people being hopeful and people like people starting something like starting something new. So like this type of events, like they have their influences on the behavior of the people, and like if we are looking at the very recent significant event which happened in the crypto area, like the bankruptcy of FTX crypto exchange. It happened during actually full moon when we were seeing the full face of the moon. So like it is possible that people lost hope and they gave up on this crypto exchange, and the crypto exchange founders they lost hope. They filed for bankruptcy. So the moon phases, they're the second significant astrological event. Are there some other significant astrological events? One other significant astrological event is the Saturn phases and movement of the planet of Saturn. But this astrological event is very long duration. I believe the duration of this event is around 27 years. So like this is a very long period of time, and it is maybe almost 1/3 of the life of a human being. It is a very long period of time, but in the astrology they count the influences of Saturn as well. It is a major influence over the behavior of the people as well. So like I can open the presentation to questions. If you have questions, you can type your questions. Like, and I will be seeing your questions over the screen of my presentation. As I mentioned, like we have recordings of these events on Twitter Space Mr. Live. We're posting announcement of the events which we're doing presentations, and like we're also posting of upcoming events which are going to happen every week. So like I'm not seeing questions, so that I'm going to mention our next event, which is in the crypto education, and the next upcoming event coming next Saturday on Twitter Space, next Sunday on Instagram Live. The topic of the event is Decentralized Finance DeFi Destined to Implode. So the topic of this event is associated with creating virtual value. Lots of crypto projects, especially in decentralized finance, they're creating virtual value. Like people doing crypto trading, they're buying into this virtual value. But what most people have to be aware of is this value is not matched with substance, it's not matched with physical value. And we can see in the crash of Terra Luna and with the bankruptcy of Celsius, for example, that this virtual value is like people cannot match it with physical value, and then like the destination of most of this crypto project is to implode because they cannot deliver on the value they are promising. But stay tuned for next week's presentation, which is going to be on DeFi and destined to implode. So I don't see questions or comments. I'm going to be wrapping up my presentation in a few minutes. Like I did start the presentation with mentioning that my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. We're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform. Our project is very different than most of the crypto projects because we're doing through decentralization, and we're building a true implementation of next generation of internet. My belief is Web3 and decentralization is not going to be about blockchain technology, because blockchain technology is too cumbersome. It cannot be a driver of decentralization and generation of internet. Enormous amount of money were invested into blockchains and into crypto projects which they cannot actually deliver. Lots of investors, they fell for the white papers, they fell for the easy creation of virtual value, and lots of crypto investors, they are going to be burned. So what I'm saying is our project is significant. We're looking for investors, and so if you have been an investor in crypto projects, it is the time to diversify, and it's an invitation to take a look at our project and contact us, because I believe it's going to be significant. With this said, I hope that you enjoyed our presentation. We're going to put recording of this presentation. Take care, have a nice afternoon, have a nice evening, and see you at the next educational event. Bye for now.